I am ready to proclaim something about J.J. McCarthy that I haven't felt comfortable proclaiming until right now. I thought it would be the case. I thought there was a chance, a high quality chance, that this would be the case when he was drafted by the Minnesota Vikings. But after watching some things, after reading reports, after looking at the guy J.J. McCarthy has been for the Minnesota Vikings, I am ready to proclaim something that I haven't seen anybody else proclaim. This take is presented by Hoagland Farm. Contact Hoagland Farm at 952-491-1541 and get the best rotationally grazed 100% grass-fed beef, sirloin steaks, chuck roast, T-bone steaks, high-quality beef, and more can be yours if you contact Hoagland Farm at 952-491-1541. Mention the Minnesota Tim podcast and get 20% off your first order. So this thing that I'm about to proclaim, that I'm stalling on to keep you captured on this video. J.J. McCarthy, I believe it is impossible for him to be an NFL bust.
With no regard for human life.
This guy lives, breathes, and dies football. If he could, he would die on the NFL football field at some point in his life. If he could, he would be buried at the 50-yard line or in the end zone when his life is over. Because his attitude, his love for the game, his enjoyment for the game is clear and obvious. He loves to play. He loves to study. He loves to be an Egan at the facility. All of those intangibles are there for J.J. McCarthy, and that's been obvious since Michigan. I've been complimentary. I've been complimentary of that for J.J. McCarthy since there was speculation that the Minnesota Vikings would draft him, and since I knew the Minnesota Vikings would draft him back in January. It's clear and obvious that he has a great attitude, enjoyment, love for the game. The question that I had was, since he wasn't asked to do much at Michigan, and by the way, I wasn't the only one that had this question. Since he was not asked to do much at Michigan, how much of his college game would translate to the NFL when he is asked, commanded, and demanded to do way more for an NFL franchise than he was asked to do at Michigan? Because at Michigan, he was asked to dump the ball off, hand the ball off, and allow the defense to carry their team to a national championship game. Against Penn State, he threw the ball 7 times, for crying out loud. All he did was hand the ball off. But because of his enjoyment for the game, and because of the throws that we've seen in training camp, I am ready to proclaim that J.J. McCarthy will not be a bust for the Minnesota Vikings and will be a successful NFL quarterback, and we should define what that means. He will not be a top 3 quarterback in the league, in my opinion. Again, some of the reservations I had with drafting J.J. McCarthy is that I believe that he was like a 15 to 20 overall quarterback in the league. And when I draft a quarterback in the top 10 for the first time ever, I want that guy to be top 5 at least. If you're going to invest in a top 10 quarterback, I want this guy to have a chance at being a top 10 guy or a top 5 guy in the league. And I don't know if he can do that yet. I believe, though, that he has the abilities, the skills to be an Alex Smith quarterback in the NFL. Could be better, could be worse. But I don't think he's a Sam Darnold. I don't think he's a Christian Ponder. I think there's no chance that he is a Christian Ponder. I don't believe there is any chance that he's even a Teddy Bridgewater. I believe that J.J. McCarthy will be a solid, solidified NFL quarterback. Now, the question will remain, until we find out in a few years if he can perform to a high level without a great team around him. That's the question that we'll see. But I believe that with his skill set and with his ability to throw the ball down the field and his accuracy, which has been displayed in training camp, there are some iffiness in OTAs, but it's been displayed in training camp. With that, I believe that there is no chance he's going to be a bust. There's no chance he's going to be a Jamarcus Russell, a Christian Ponder, a Jake Locker, whoever you want to name, an E.J. Manuel. I'll just go down the list of random quarterbacks who busted in the NFL. It seems like he is on the path towards being a very, very, very solid quarterback at the worst. So that's my proclamation. That is my belief for the future of Minnesota Vikings rookie quarterback J.J. McCarthy. Everyone, thank you for watching and listening. If you enjoyed the show, subscribe on YouTube right there. And if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, please follow, rate, and review the show there as well. Thank you, and thank you for making this podcast a part of your day.